Hi, I'm Valerie Wheeler and I'm here with EirGrid, official timing partner of the GAA Championships. We're spending some time with some of the best known GAA players of recent years to find out more about the communities that shaped them. Welcome to Time Out. Today I'm in County Cork with Valerie Mulcahy. So we're here in Whitechurch with another Valerie. Valerie, this is where it all started for you here behind us in Whitechurch.
Yeah, so this is where I grew up, and at the time there was only that pitch, which is now a bit smaller, but we've amazing facilities here. But yeah, great fond memories running around trying to impress the teacher at the time to try and get on that team because it was only a boys' team. So yeah, I had to do it. I was tiny, probably your height, and I had to use my skills to impress. But I don't think it did me any harm. I had to fight for my position, and it all worked out well.
Tell us about the community of Whitechurch. I mean, looking around here, it's not just football that was at the core.
No, there's a great sense of community in the Whitechurch and Waterloo Community Centre area here. There's, as you can see, all the different facilities that a lot of hours and a lot of people have put a lot of time into volunteering to ensure that the fundraising was done. There's more tennis courts being built here. There's two below, a new gym that's fully decked out, new dressing rooms, the wall ball alley. You know, huge work has been done, and things like my mom, who would have founded the ladies football club with a few others, and my aunt Celeste, she's like doing all the fundraising, and she would have been on that founding committee that really created this. So it's been amazing. It's probably in the family, all right, that there's a lot of community sense to things.
Well, definitely. It seems like there's a lot of your family involved here.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, my brother as well is part of he's the juvenile secretary for Whitechurch GAA, which is based here. So you know, I think there is a whole sense of giving back and being part of something bigger than yourself, and that's the beautiful thing. There's a great sense of celebration around here when things go well. We've just had our Micheál Mullins, a young chap who captained Cork in the under-20 hurling. So, you know, a great sense of pride of place and belonging and being part of the Whitechurch community. So very proud.
I was just going to say, you do sound so proud from being from Whitechurch. Like, it's obviously very passionate inside you, and that's probably where it started, passion being in the community, and then it trailed into the football.
Yeah, definitely. I think like it's important to know where you're from and to have a sense of place and being part of something greater, as I said. So, you know, I was always proud putting on the Whitechurch jersey, and then, you know, rock ball and helping to make others proud and happy for something, you know, and bring some celebration and joy back to the area. So sport can really do that, can't it? It can mould the community together and create that connection that is really important for society.
For you, you're still playing, but for all the years you did play and all the years that you were getting buses up to Croke Park, what was the community like in sport for you?
Oh yeah, there was huge support, and always had great days out, and you know, remember fondly getting the photos after up in Croke Park, and thankfully big smiles at our faces and, you know, bus loads leaving here to go up. And you know, at the time when you're so focused on playing, you probably don't see it. It's only after the match that, you know, you can kind of let that sink in. But yeah, I'm still playing, still trying to contribute. So that's been fun though, because there's a different sense of things when you get a bit older and everyone else is half your age, or the majority of them are anyway. But like, you know, there's a sense of, yeah, so, you know, you start with the club and finish with the club, and I'm very fond of the club, and like my mom would have been one of the founding members, and saw a need for having a club when Whitechurch youth were doing really well, or the girls had no team to play on, and Carrignavar as well. So that's how Rockbawn formed, and yeah, it really just gave an opportunity for girls to excel and have somewhere to play. So very grateful for that, you know.
So Valerie, you won your first All-Ireland in 2005. Can you remember back that far? What was it like?
I'm not that old. No, it was a great day. It was spectacular, really, to be the first. That was the first time we were involved in the biggest day of the LGFA sporting calendar, and oh yeah, it was incredible. It was, you know, it was special memories for me. I managed to get player of the match and scored a penalty, and you know, I'd been dreaming of taking penalties and being taking loads of them, pretending I was in Croke Park. For it to actually transpire was amazing. And even after the match and just being enveloped by the crowds, because at the time they were allowed to run out onto the pitch, and
Plan B,
yeah, it was manic, but it was brilliant. Probably glad now that they're not all running out onto the pitch, because you kind of get to savour it with your team, but that did change quite soon after. But yeah, like, you know, I'm smiling every time you hear an All Ireland. I think it's only when you retire though that you can really appreciate all that we've been part of, and I guess that legacy that ladies football team had on ladies football.
Yeah, speaking of the team, like you were unstoppable. Like you went on then to win your 10th in 2015. Like, was it still nice to be winning them when you win 9, 10 more?
Oh, it was amazing. Like, we were unstoppable until 2010 when we lost to Tyrone in the quarter-final. But that probably allowed us to really reflect and go, what is it we really want? And that kicked us on to win another 5 in a row. And, you know, it's amazing that things that maybe look like negatives can actually, you can spin them into a positive. And, you know, 2015 was my last, and lovely memories of that day too, and kind of knowing that the end was nigh, and, you know, really taking it all in at the end of my career. But 2014 was probably one that really just stands out, that big win against Dublin after being so far down. It, you know, I just always break into a big smile when I think back to those days.
Did you know heading into that game in 2015 that it was your last?
I had a fair idea, yeah. I think 2014, I think as you get older you tend to appreciate things and kind of be more present and mindful of, you know, where you are rather than always just looking ahead. So I think, yeah, I was pretty sure, and yeah, just it allowed me to savour it very much so, and you know, I didn't want to make any decision quickly, so it took a bit of time after that. But you know, it's a great thing to have, the ability to say that, you know, we won every match that we played in Croke Park. So
Bonkers.
You know, I know, considering in 2005 we'd never been there, so you know, we really turned things around, and having had really bad days up to that point, maybe 2000s and that, you know, in early days, to have had such success has been phenomenal, and just something I'm very proud to be part of. And as I said, that Cork ladies football team really put women's sport on the map, I feel, and elevated the sport and the skill set, and I guess the visibility and the respect for sports people who happen to be women.
Where are all the medals? Where'd you keep them? Are they in a shrine?
Well,
Valerie?
My parents' house, yeah. They got a piece, like a little display piece, yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen people make them into like bracelets and necklaces and things. Would you consider something like that?
Well, funny you say that, because when I was down in Clonakilty when Cork were playing Waterford this year in the ladies football championship, I met a woman after who had played with Cork, and we were just having a co-raw discussion, and then she pulled out her gold chain, and we took a picture together, because the end of her gold chain was her medal.
As
so
you
I was
do,
like,
just have an all-Ireland medal.
yeah,
around
she
your
had
neck.
it on her, and it was actually really cool. So I would consider it now, but I do think people mock me and think I have them in my pockets all the time. But,
I would
don't.
just be falling out of, because there's so many of them you could. When it comes to the games, is there any moment that you'd love to relive again, or a match that you'd like to relive?
Well, knowing the end and the results, yeah, that 2014 All Ireland was pretty epic. It was a huge roller coaster of emotions and of moments within the game, but I think I'd choose that because it really showcased our character as a team, and the fact that we never gave up, and 10 points down and having that ability to come back and claw our way back and then win. And yeah, it was just incredible. It's just really special to be part of something like that.
Outrageous, I can't imagine that feeling. You played other sports, so like football just wasn't the only one that you did play?
Yeah, I played a bit of everything, camogie with rockball as well as football, did a little bit of tennis, but yeah, I played quite a lot of soccer. So I had good days there as well. Got to represent Ireland and have a cap, and I went to South Korea for the World Student Games. So, you know, that exposure was incredible, and you know, very fortunate to have had the opportunity to play in many different sports.
Is there anything you can do, to be honest, Valerie? But speaking of playing in many sports, how important maybe is it for the younger girls coming up to like maybe mingle and find the sport that's best for them?
Oh, I think it's crucial. Like, the more you can expose people, and young girls and boys, to a variety of sports, the more chance they will have of longevity in a sport or in a activity. And that's what you really want. You want them to enjoy something, so there's good lifestyle choices. And I definitely recommend playing many sports for as long as you can, even at high level, because I do think the skills transfer, and there's many benefits to be gained from the different sports. And I would say just pick the sport, specialise as late as possible. So I think a lot of people would probably consider you a role model, but had you ever any of your own role models growing up? I think my parents are my role models, Tom and Mary, considering they really showed me, you know, hard work, not giving up, being resilient, and getting on with things even when things aren't going great, just to keep going. And I'm very grateful to them because they definitely facilitated me playing sport. I didn't have to have a job, you know, when I could spend my time honing my skills and you know, being out playing, getting the extra practice in and getting home from college and stuff. So they've definitely allowed me to get the best out of myself, and they're still my biggest fans and biggest supporters. So, you know, that's lovely, and it's nice to be able to repay them then with the big occasions, the big days, and the days out and the memories. So that's what I love about my career, what it has given back, like, to my family, and, you know, my brother Sean and my sister Deirdre and Nora, sisters. So you know, that's the joy of being part of sport and having those great days out. Yeah.
It's amazing that you were able to give them those memories. But football wasn't the only thing going on in your life. You know, you decided to become a teacher. I mean, was that always in the sights, or was that the plan?
It wasn't really, no. I just put down PE teaching in UL and I got it, and really enjoyed it. And I did know I wanted to have some involvement in sport in my job. So I haven't looked back. I've enjoyed it. I enjoy working with adolescents, and just it keeps you young, certainly. Keeps it interesting.
It definitely does. So playing for the county, those days are over. So what exactly fills the void now of not going up that road every night going training and winning All-Irelands?
I'm going up this road every night going training. So I'm still playing Rockbawn, so that's been nice. But I guess the big thing is having more time for family events and family occasions, and just help out more. And I like to have little projects going on. I like to, you know, have new interests like golf or the projects. You know, I've been involved in the underdogs and commentary and Ultimate Hell Week, which was hell. And what else? Like, I'm doing a podcast. Did a podcast with the women in sport. So, you know, I always find something to do. There's something that will spark an interest or feed that curiosity in me.
Has the game changed much since you retired now? Like, because it's come on heaps and bounds, coverage-wise, attendance-wise?
Oh yeah, like, I've been in the stand when it started to fill, and I went up to the upper tiers, and I was thrilled and a little bit envious, but absolutely thrilled that, like, it has gotten to that stage, because the skill level is brilliant. The game is brilliant, and it needs people to be watching it, and, you know, nothing less than the players who give so much of their time, nothing less than they deserve, really.
You've done a lot in your life, and you've done a lot for a lot of people, but I think one thing that stands out the most maybe for everyone would be you were the first openly gay GA sportswoman. And how was that experience, and how did you find that, Valerie?
Well, it kind of came about because I was part of the Donalogue documentary Coming Out of the Curve, and that was being aired around the time of the marriage equality referendum, and I think I was comfortable and at a stage in my life where I felt it was very important to lend my voice to, you know, something greater, to make a change in society, and that there wasn't going to be too many opportunities to have such an impact. So, you know, I mean, you don't really want to be talking about your private life, but I understood the importance of it, so I was happy to help out, and thankfully things are changing. I know we have a lot of work to do, but, you know, society is progressing, and I do think that we are in a better state than we were a few years ago.
No, definitely, of course. Well, it's been so lovely being here in Whitechurch today. The facilities are amazing, the pictures are amazing. Everyone here has been so lovely, and thank you so much for sharing so much of your community with us today.
Thanks very much. Thanks for coming to Whitechurch.